Sebmotions is not doing very well. He made this statement. I'll read it. I'll read it out to you, dude. I have been busy, and I see right now Gwamgo is making the most inaccurate parts, including me in Bonky's video. Literally, WTF is wrong with him. I've been discussing the issues on my Discord server, how it feels to be framed, and not only that, Gwamgo has literally backstabbed me when I helped him, mostly with evidence against Possuma, Captain Steve, and Bonky Doge. And yet he's included me. Before I quit, I'll make sure to make the most accurate video calling out Gwamgo for lying about me, and the whole time he pretends to be my friend. By the way, Seb's video I'll link it in the description when he posts it. Also, I'll clarify, mostly evidence I posted in my server many times. Even Gwamgo himself disproved my allegations many times, even knowing my true age. Said screenshot. I'm not willing to stay and do nothing if Gwamgo keeps bringing up the same situation even himself. Said that. Gwamgo, if you will do, I have more evidence that the victim you're talking about is not innocent at all. Back in 21, he's been saying he was saying I can't say that word. Suggestive tweets towards me, doxing my number phone, saying I don't know what that word is. Having literally obsessive act towards me. There's too many evidence of him acting like a weirdo before the troll incident, 6th of August 2021. The trolling incident only triggered when Siniy kept acting like a weirdo to me, who said he wanted to F me, which shocked me and my friends from my group chat. The trolling didn't last for more than 2 hours when he got blocked afterwards. I'm serious right now. I'm gonna make a video defending myself and taking accountability for the trollers incident and my irresponsibility. I'll also tell people that Gwamgo actually streamed CP to 300 people uncensored. I know you'll say like it is debunked. Doesn't mean what you did was good. Besides, you clearly admitted the whole situation about the Siniy incident, that what he did was weird in our DMs. Siniy is not innocent, Gwamgo is not innocent, and I'm not innocent. Completely unrelated for PDF or grooming. I know what you will say. You will say Seb manipulated me, Seb is creep, Seb lied about his age, etc. I know perfectly what you'll say in the video. In my latest video, we'll neutralize all problems and not taking sides and taking accountability. Gwamgo should take accountability for streaming CP, not just me, about the trolling incident, which I've showed all proof right now in the Blue Cave Discord server, which I myself, Ventus09, am in. Roblox commentary YouTubers are no longer reliable people anymore. What they do is actively slander someone. Kamgeyser's situation is a perfect example. What he did post was an NSFW at all. Just some of them was bad. I saw the uncensored version. It also doesn't explain what Kamgeyser did was good, and do for views or clout. I love this year. Also, Siniy, if you read this, I will never quit Weirdo LMFAO. You guys are so delusional. Also, before switching the sides, you have to contact me and show the evidence that he was actually being a weirdo to me. And here is the screenshot. It was in the server. I've seen it myself. So here's what Seb said to Gwamgo. I don't know if I can open it properly, see it fully. But here you can see Seb says, well, Gwamgo, last question, I'm worse than Natty Forsyth. If you don't know who Natty Forsyth is, Parlo will probably mention them. And then Gwamgo responds here, no, Nat's much worse, LMAO, but your situation isn't the easiest to explain. I don't think you're a PDF or a groomer like they're trying to say. I just think the way you say certain things is really weird. Or back then, I mean. I never sent like that to like how Natty did. I never talked actually to anyone. And here we have a little snippet. Also, guys, don't worry. I'm not bringing up my ukulele just like Potimer. I don't like how I was compared to Potimer, and come geyser about the Bonky Doge incident, which pissed me off. He's over-exaggerating about my situation anyway. I'll make a genuine response by making a video offense if Gwamgo and Arhum won't stop bugging me. I have a lot of proof that Gwamgo actually denied my allegations many times. I've posted all evidence already in my server, so I'm going to keep fighting because I want to keep myself safe from my allegations. If you guys hate me so much, why did you tell me already in my DMs? I would have quitted internet without dragging me into this situation. And yeah, here we go. And that's Seb's statement. All right, so let's move on to Seb's document that he made in 2024. So I was falsely reported to the cops regarding the report to the police that has been falsely made against me. This document is dedicated to the police for the sake of restoring context. Recently, I have been called by the Romanian Police Investigation Department on the date of 14th of August 2024 at 8:43 a.m., in which I couldn't respond because I wasn't awake at the time of the call. After that, I haven't received any kind of call or notice at the time of writing this, which has raised my concern that the police may be taking biased context and lies as evidence. I am fully aware of the report, as it has been revealed by the reporter on Discord, in which he stated that he has submitted a report on me for what he claims to be an act of grooming. And here is the screenshot. And it's a report to the Romanian Police Department. Yeah. So, this document will be made into 6 parts, each one taking a look at the full context of the situation. Who Arhum and Siniy are and their reason for the report on me. Explaining the Siniy incident, just debunking the source 2 levels, exposing Arhum's lies and manipulative behavior. So, let's go on to this part. Who Arhum and Siniy are and their reason for the report. Arhum. Arhum is a 14-year-old guy from Saudi Arabia who is relatively known for his dramas and situations with many people. Especially his recent situation with me, which he started by bringing up a 3-year-old drama which has been debunked way too many times. Siniy. Siniy is the 16-year-old Georgian who is mentally unstable and mostly known for his obsession with me when he was 13, and the drama that revolved around it. Which, as said, has been debunked and confirmed by Siniy himself, it wasn't anywhere near an act of grooming. Below is screenshot proof showing that Siniy is mentally unstable. Yeah. The reason for the report. Arhum's reason for the false report on me is simply to gain attention from people and to defame me. Arhum is fully aware that his claim is false, and he is aware of the full context, and he himself has deemed it as trolling. In addition to that, he is having the support of Siniy, who in the past has stood against a person who's also been exposing me for the same situation and providing them with the full context to end the situation. Explaining the Siniy incident. Starting from the beginning, the situation dates back to 2021, when Siniy started stalking me everywhere on the internet. He joined every server I joined, he stalked all of my social media, said that he likes me and wants to be my boyfriend, and made inappropriate jokes about me. Yeah, I don't think that's available. But yeah, I'll try and zoom in. There, you can see that. So yeah, it's it's literally. So this is what Siniy's been saying and what Seb's friends have been saying about Siniy. This is Siniy. He sent weird tweets on Twitter, said he wanted to date me and had a weird obsession with me. This happened before I started to do an active troll. By the way, I know I received the comment on my I know I received the comment on my last video that said, not my last video. My the Seb drama video that I made in December. What someone commented on it and said that Seb is still a piece of ish for trolling. Like, dude, Seb didn't have any other choice. He didn't want to date Siniy. He didn't. He really didn't. As you can see by these screenshots. And by the way, Seb was 19, I believe 19 at the time. He was 19 at the time, and Siniy was 13. All right, continue. I'm gonna continue reading. On August 6th, 2021, I found out that Siniy had sent a suggestive message of himself, saying in an actual way. So I've shown my friends to the GC, and I was extremely worried because of his attitude. And you can see that not Seb, uh, Siniy is very unstable, as you can see there. Seb's community is rotting away into R34. What? Yeah. I've also shown it to my ex-best friend, and I explained the situation about Siniy. His reaction wasn't as good as how I was. Seb Simp. Who would name themselves that? My ex-best friend and I were shocked. I had a plan in my head if I should immaturely troll Siniy as myself by saying that I like Siniy. It was supposed to be a harmless joke that happened in 2021. My plan was to expose Siniy's weird attitude towards my friends and in GC, because as I've attached screenshots above, was completely weird for a young person. And let me zoom in so that you can see better. And yeah, there Seb says that if he should fake tell he likes Siniy in DMs. Sydney thought that I liked him, so it was supposed to be a harmless joke, although it was wrong to do. I just wanted to see his reaction to the joke, and since I was worried about his messages, which nobody should say to an adult as a 13-year-old, I also did not wish Sydney any harm or anything bad. I was genuinely disgusted by his actions when he was being a creep towards me. Yeah. Yeah. That I assume he deleted the message there, so yeah. So once I deleted the message, Siniy, however, had a fast eye and saw my message. Then after I deleted it quickly, Siniy responded with an emoji and then said they likes me 100%. Yep. Don't make Siniy turn into like Yandere. It's really weird, man. Like since like I I know Seb myself, obviously. So yeah, and I remember in my last drama video about Sebmotions, I reacted to a video made by Seri, and I remember I reported that video twice. Once during the recording that I did, and once in February of this year, I think. I can't remember. Okay. As soon as the troll was in process, Senior was slowly starting to get creepy. So I posted that DM to my friends on what I should do about this. I also told them not to spread this screenshot around the internet and Discord. Then the person named Saba, aka Siniy, asked for a date since they think this whole operation is real. I did not say yes, but I did give them the choice if they want to date me or not. If I really wanted to have if I really want to have a date with this person, I would just say yes and start having a genuine relationship with the person. But I was way too uncomfortable. But at the same time, I also cared for Sini. I just did not know what to do in this situation. As I mentioned above, the only mistake I made was to say that I liked someone in a sarcastic way, in parentheses troll. But as I've shown screenshots above of how he acted like a creep towards me before the troll incident, it doesn't seem like he was emotionally manipulated at all. He will always deny and blame me as always. Yeah, yeah, this is what he's saying. Jeez. I have regretted my statements on this day and realized there was a mistake. I also told him not once again to not say the date was fake. The aftermath. Because I was way too not comfortable. Because I was way too uncomfortable with the idea of dating. When he asked me for a date, I started to think I should tackle the idea of dating. That was too much for me, as I've said in a sarcastic tone, to like someone. With Punisher Egg's help, I managed to rid the idea of dating him, and after that, I felt relieved and happy that I would not date him. The date never happened. He only asked me for a date, which I was uncomfortable with. And then they proceeded to troll him again, where where he says that actually I'll just unfriend you for dating Seb. Yeah. So this is what they planned, and this is what transpired. And then here Seb says, "Oh, wanna know?" And then he blocked and then he blocked him quickly. And then and then there you go. In conclusion, it was never supposed to be a full romantic weddings day, S life, etc. It was supposed to be me saying I like him and then delete the message fast. As now, this simple harmless message, taken out of context, has been used by Siniy to slander me as a groomer. Even Siniy admitted it wasn't grooming. And then here's Isaac's testimony, where he says that at the time, did you really feel that you were manipulated? And then he says no. Siniy and Arhum also misuse the term grooming. This is grooming as explained by my friend. Grooming usually refers to long-term child exploitation because you intentionally want to mislead a kid on having a genuine relationship. However, as you had no such malicious intentions, it is nowhere as close as grooming. The closest you can see it is in practice considered to be emotional manipulation, since it was an act of trolling. However, wouldn't it be worse for Sydney if he started acting super weird to you? I don't think you acted like that in the past, so it wouldn't be considered as manipulating you into an actual relationship. No, Seb, this is not grooming. And that being said, this effing trolling session lesson lasted only 3 hours. There's no way that you can consider that grooming. Like, what the what the f is wrong with you if you think like that? And this is Isaac's testimony. I'll read it out loud. I just want to correct myself that Sad did not accept that what he did was not emotional manipulation. It was just Saba, aka Sini, was only trolled because of its indecent and weird attitude towards Seb. If Seb, however, doing emotional manipulation, he would have really intended it in his heart and to act out on some malicious intent towards Sini. Seb was uncomfortable of the idea when Sini offered a date with him. Furthermore, he did not continue the date with Sini. So he had an idea to just block Sarah for good. Note that Seb did not intend to abuse Sini. It was just a troll made by him and his friends. There was no There was no emotional manipulation. What kind of BS happens? With the help of Egg, he told Saba about blocking him because he joked that Saba and Seb were dating, which prompted Saba to feel heartbroken. Or I don't know what he did. Initially, Egg and Seb blocked him and that's all. There was no grooming that happened in the first place. Non-sexual or sexual. Seb just did something to avoid dating a minor because he knew he hid his adult age to the public. And it was uncomfortable for Seb too. The reason why Seb didn't block him in the first place is because he didn't think rationally before doing this trolling to Siniy, which is the cause of his disability, autism and ADHD, which I actually have myself. I'm not using this disabilities as an excuse. I'm pointing out that these affect Seb on his mental decision on everyday life. Alright, moving on to debunking the source 2 levels. Arhum tries to frame me for pretending to be gay. I had never mentioned I was gay. Arhum had no proof I pretended to be gay. He never mentioned that Siniy was weird to me before an active troll was involved. There's no such evidence of myself pretending to be gay for Siniy. As I've shown, there's no messages of myself pretending to be gay. He has completely twisted the context before he sent emails. And let's zoom in on this so that you guys can read it. Oh, no, not that one. Yeah. They literally twisted out the stories. My friend Jordan has also responded to this as well. Hold on, I'm gonna repeat our Arm's comment and scratch plus correct everything. Is it considered grooming for a 17-year-old to reluctantly accept dating, saying nothing for 2 hours or canning it all, accepting in the first place because Seb didn't want to admit he disliked him? A 13-year-old, after a joke gone haywire after influence from others, when he was not at all attracted to them, but he made it to seem like it to them, and then he harasses and then no harassment happened back then, and then the humiliation is referring to Seb discussing multiple incidents with Saba, aka Siniy, although granted immaturely in a friend group. And the 17-year-old, two and a half years after the incident happened, apologized publicly and tried to apologize in private, but got no answer. Lashed out from constant stress on two occasions. Granted, this is an excuse, but I'd much rather stick to the truth. Nothing actual ever happened. I've contacted an American lawyer about this, and he said this situation is grooming because I left out a ton of specific details. Certainly sounds a lot less convincing now. Then they claimed I violated Siniy's sexual freedom. The deed we are discussing can fall under the provisions of the criminal law, crimes against sexual freedom and integrity, sexual corruption of minors. I did not send them NSFW pictures or sexually explicit messages, nor did I manipulate Siniy into engaging into sexual acts. The only person who was being sexual was Siniy himself. And here's Isaac's question to him. Sorry. All I did was sarcastically say I liked him and then quickly delete the message. This does not violate anyone's sexual freedom. According to ChatGPT, this is what it means. What what does crimes against sexual into it? Sorry, I can't read. What does crimes against sexual freedom and integrity, sexual corruption of minors meaning? Crimes against sexual freedom and integrity refers to offences that violate an an individual's rights to make free and autonomous decisions about their sexual life, free from coercion, exploitation, or abuse. These crimes infringe on a person's dignity, autonomy, and bodily integrity. The sexual corruption of minors is a specific type of crime under this broader category. It typically involves actions that are intended to lead a minor, someone under the legal age of consent, into sexual activity or to corrupt their morals in an sexual context. This can include a range of behaviors, such as exposing a minor to that, engaging in sexual acts with a minor, any form of sexual contact or exploitation, encouraging or coercing into a minor into sexual behavior, establishing emotional connections with a minor to lower their inhibitions with the intent to actually exploit them. These actions are considered crimes because minors are legally unable to provide informed consent to sexual activities, and such actions can have significant psychological, emotional, and physical impacts on them. Laws against the sexual corruption of minors are in place to protect the young and vulnerable from the exploitation and abuse. This picture will verify. This picture will verify ChatGPT's source. Yeah. So here Seb asks, saying I like you as a joke does fall as crime category? And then ChatGPT responds as, saying I like you as a joke generally does not fall into the category of crimes against actual freedom or integrity, including the actual corruption of minors. Whether such a statement could be considered a crime depending on no, several factors, including the context, intent, and the relationship between the parties involved. However, for it to be considered criminal, there typically be need to evident elements of coercion, exploitation, or the intent to manipulate the person, particularly if the statement is made to a minor or someone in a position of authority or trust. If that statement is a part of a pattern of behavior, that could be seen as grooming or intention or attempting to initiate an appropriate relationship with a minor. It could raise legal concerns. Wow, this is a lot of reading. I have to. Yeah, let's continue. In most in most situations, though, making a light-hearted or joking comment that I like you would not meet the threshold for criminal activity, especially if it's made among peers or in a non-threatening, non-coercive manner. It's important to maintain appropriate boundaries and ensure all parties are comfortable with such interactions to avoid misunderstandings or potential issues. ChatGPT also says the I like you joke doesn't fall into these categories at all. This proves that I didn't do anything illegal and Arhum was manipulating the story all along. Arhum even told them it was a joke in that email too. In conclusion, I debunked those source 2 levels, and now I'll explain all of Arham's manipulative behavior. Explaining Arham's lies and manipulative and acts of defamation and false report. Arhum has manipulated tons of people and victims. He also tries to lie about everything that has happened to me. And here there's Seb's tweet. Arhum has no proof Sebmotions tried to get him in trouble. And and before Arhum tries to bring this up, so here Seb says What you did was indeed illegal, and you have no right to falsely report me unless you live in Romania. I'm going to report this problem as false reports, and I'll explain the full context, and you will see. Next time, don't falsely report people for BS reasons. I was actually going to report this case as false with proof. Since when did I mention I was going to get you in trouble? Even if I did charge you, it wouldn't be a false report since you are falsely reporting me for false allegations. Arhum then tries to get me falsely warned in a server I'm a member in. He's bringing up the claims that have already been debunked. Please see the chapter debunking the source 2 levels, which you can go back up a little bit in the document. You can skip back a little bit in the video. It's also illegal for Arhum to do this in his country, according to ChatGPT. In Saudi Arabia, providing false or misleading information in official reports is considered illegal and can lead to serious consequences. The legal framework for addressing such actions includes several key areas. Relevant legal provisions, Criminal Code, Article 7 of the Anti-Cyber Crime Law. This article addresses the misuse of technology and includes provisions against falsifying information or data. If the false report is submitted electronically or involves digital platforms, this law could apply. Making false reports to authorities, whether about crimes or other matters, can be classified as fraud or deception. In Saudi Arabia, fraud is taken seriously and can lead to severe penalties. Legal consequences. The penalties for false reporting or misleading information can include fines, imprisonment, or both. The exact penalties depend on the nature of the offence, the intent, and the impact of the false information. Providing false information to authorities on legal matters is clearly a crime under general principles of criminal law in Saudi Arabia. This includes misrepresenting facts or misleading officials, which can be prosecuted under various legal provisions related to criminal behavior and falsehood. Falsehoods? Yeah, I'm reading that right. Main purpose and enforcement: maintaining integrity. The laws are designed to ensure the integrity and reliability of information used by authorities for decision making. Misleading or falsifying reports undermines the legal and administrative processes. Strict enforcement. Saudi Arabia has strict enforcement laws related to public conduct and legal integrity, with severe consequences for violations. In summary, in Saudi Arabia, twisting or providing false information in reports to official authorities is illegal and can result in significant legal consequences, including fines and imprisonment. The legal system is designed to uphold the accuracy and integrity of information used by authorities and to address any form of deception and misinformation. Wow, I'm having a struggle speaking today. Alright, so this is what the Optimistic's response, which I know Optimistic, by the way. Yeah, so this was recent. This was when I was making my video back in December. Either this was in December or August. Arhum has also tried to brainwash multiple people. He tried to do this with Optimistic. His manipulation didn't work on Optim, but it didn't work on members of the Roblox shelter. Arhum can also be charged for this. In the Romanian Civil Code, defamation is addressed under the provisions related to non-patrimonial rights, rights that do not have a financial value but are connected to personal dignity, honor, and reputation. The relevant articles include Article 268, false reporting. This article of the Romanian Penal Code states that making a false report to the authorities, such as the police or other official bodies, with the intention of misleading them is a criminal offence. This includes falsely reporting a crime, claiming that a crime has occurred when it has not, with the intent to deceive the authorities; falsely accusing someone of a crime, intentionally accusing an innocent person of a crime they did not commit. The penalty for false reporting can include fines or imprisonment depending on the severity of the false report and the consequences it caused. The law aims to prevent the misuse of judicial resources, protect individuals from false accusations, and ensure the proper functioning of law enforcement and judicial authorities. In summary, making false reports in Romania is illegal and is punishable under Article 268 of the Romanian Penal Code. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, hold on. Okay. I'm not gonna read all this, but you can read all this if you want. You can read all this if you want. Again, I can't really understand this, so okay. Here's a draft by Isaac. Recently, Seb has played a social hangout and dancing mode game called VRR6 Dances. I, along with Seb's friends, joined him and we did a synchronized dance with Seb for fun. It went well and good, but a few hours later, Siniy has discreetly joined the server game. At first, I didn't notice his avatar, but upon seeing the username, I was utterly shocked that he was in the game for the whole time to stalk Seb and his friends. And here we go. Here is there he is. There he is. Seb did notice Siniy stalking at him. He did try to ignore it, but as it bothers him, he decided to leave the game, ruining the fun he had with his friends. Confronting Saba and Arhum. The confrontation lacked content or may have confused conversations. I did not record it because I'm using a full storage crappy PC and OBS recording is very slow to use. And Arhum is the orange guy avatar. Since Arhum is a minor, 14 years of age, I told him a minor cannot possibly file an investigation against a person. A guardian or parent must supervise the minor in order to file a case against someone. It is questionable that Arhum had already filed a case and said it was legal because it has its case investigation case number. What obviously surprised me is that Arhum claimed that he did provide his personal information to the Romanian authorities, including his age, birth, real name, etc. And he states that his name is blurred in the case file statement, the Arhum part, same as Siniy. I asked Arhum why he invited Siniy to join the server Seb was in, considering why he did it in such a specific timing. And that's the whole document. I'll move on to Gwamgo's statement. Alright, here's Gwamgo's statement now. It's very short, by the way. Very soon I'll be releasing a massive video talking about a Roblox PDF file who got away with everything from us the whole year. This upcoming video of mine will be very special and is very personal, and I was quote unquote and I was manipulated for most of that time. Gwamgo, you weren't manipulated at all. If you're talking about Sebmotions, you weren't fucking manipulated at all. All right, you weren't manipulated at all. Okay. Like I said, like Sebmotions said, Sebmotions, like Sebmotions said in his community post, like here, Gwamgo, you backstabbed him and that you streamed CP to 300 people uncensored. How about you take accountability? Freaking hell! And and yes, I know people will say Seb shouldn't have trolled Siniy. What on earth? What else was Seb supposed to do? Seriously, what else was Seb able to do? Do you think he wanted to be in this date with Siniy or something? No, he didn't. And the evidence proves that he didn't. Like he said, like Seb says here, Gwamgo should take accountability for streaming CP. And not just about the trolling incident, not just about Seb and the trolling incident. That's no. And like Seb said, he's gonna make a video defending himself and taking accountability. Now, the trolling incident, Seb probably shouldn't have done that. I will say, Seb shouldn't have done that. But his actions are minuscule compared to Siniy's actions and your actions. That's all I'm gonna say to that. Alright, that's gonna be the end of the video because I don't want to sound like I'm freaking rage baiting or something, even though it sounds like I am. Alright, everyone, feel free to like and subscribe if you're new. Um, obviously this video is not intended for hate, harassment, or cyberbullying or anything like that. This is just an educational informative video and addressing everything. Alright, goodbye.